What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories.
15 Mick. Chapter 368 Gates Akai. So that's what it means. I understand, Kakashi. Yu also looked at Kakashi. I have to say, Kakashi's IQ is definitely not low. But, it's a pity that I am a bug-like existence. If my own Conquerors has a weakness, it must be the weakness analyzed by Kakashi. But, it's a pity. The key is that his Conquerors has no weaknesses. It's a pity, Kakashi, if you think you can defeat me like this. Then I want to see how good your fighting ability is. Yu said with a smile. Later, Yu activated his ability. To be honest, this is somewhat familiar. The original Ant, Kaido, had doubted herself when she was in the great prison under the sea. One by one, I used this trick directly. Delusion. When you attack, your defense will become weaker. It's just a pity. My own Conquerors has no tendency to become weaker at all. The so-called weakening is nothing more than an illusion created by the enemy after he realizes that he cannot defeat him. Akai, also driving the 8th gates, attacked Yu. 1 foot, 2 legs. Akai, after opening the 8th gates, his physical fitness has reached an abnormal level. Even if it is the ethereal air in the sky, Akai can step directly into it. The whole person is in the air, as if he has the ability to fly, blocking Yu from all angles from time to time. Finally, Akai, even more so, kicked Yu with a super kick. The ferocious power is located above Yu's head. Yu could even feel how dangerous it would be once he was hit by Akai's attack. If an ordinary shadow were hit by this blow, all the bones in his body would be shattered into pieces. Is this the power of 8 gates Dunjia? Yu, sigh with emotion. However, Akai, it is almost impossible to defeat such a bug like him. The next moment, Yu directly used his own power to condense Conquerors into a palm and blasted it towards Akai. Above the sky, young Akai was screaming loudly and strangely. In an instant, he subconsciously felt a powerful force in front of him. Compared with this power, any power is like a child in front of it. Akai also felt immediately that it was impossible for him to defeat this power. Like an ancient beast, with ferocious power. In this world, in terms of physical damage alone, with power, it can be more terrifying than 8 gates armor. Akai, an incredible expression. However, at this time, Kakashi's words were remembered in my ears. I just need to attract Yu and have most of the power. Thinking of this, Akai gradually felt relieved. In this case, just burn yourself and hold on as long as you can. The next moment, the muscles on Akai's body all bulged exaggeratedly. Yu, the powerful Conquerors, even once made Akai feel that if he exerted even a little force, his whole leg bones would break. However, this iron-clad man had no such intention at all. Afterwards, Akai continued to use his own strength. Red steam roared from time to time, Yu's Conqueror's slap, trying to find a slight flaw in it. And, at this time, Kakashi suddenly activated his Kamui. That's it, Akai, a ball of power that could distort time and space blasted towards Yu. Kamui. After seeing this move, Yu now felt that it was boring. Regardless of the original Obito, what he used was to absorb others into the space and make himself virtual, thus achieving the effect of invincibility. Or, now, Kakashi controls an attack that can break time and space. Are each divided into their own Conqueror's fields, and their own. Rich, Conqueror's defense was directly resolved. Looking at it this way. In fact, even if Obito gathered his 2 eyes and launched an attack on himself, he would still be invincible. You're so boring. In this case, I have no choice but to change my approach. Yu suddenly said with a smile. The next moment, in Yu's Conqueror's field, Yu directly added the power of the surgical fruit to it. The ultimate devil fruit can transfer matter, including air. I, on the other hand, can just take advantage of this. Directly, let's hit Kakashi, Kamui's Conquerors, transfer. Wouldn't it be more interesting in this way? Thinking of this, Yu felt it was very interesting. Later, in Kakashi, when Kamui is turned on, Yu, the engine of a moment, the power of the surgical fruit. In an instant, Kamui, the twisting space, suddenly shifted under the influence of the surgical devil fruit. However, all this, Akai, who is trying hard to attract Yu Conquerors, has no idea at all. The first person to discover the problem was naturally Kakashi. Kakashi narrowed his eyes and locked them firmly on Weiyu's body. The whole person suddenly opened his mouth. Just when I was observing with the blood wheel eye, I discovered something very strange. Just for a moment, using my Kamui ability, a power that is not ninjutsu suddenly appears. Then, Kamui suddenly changed direction. All this made Kakashi think, is this guy a god? How is it possible, it will be transferred? My own Kamui. How on earth is it done? Even if it weren't for Kakashi, who knew that Yu in front of him was not from the Uchiha clan, he would have doubted, this person is very likely to be Uchiha Obito. So, where did my Kamui go? After such a question popped up in his mind, Kakashi's entire face turned white. Etc. Could it be? Thinking of this, Kakashi quickly looked towards Akai, who was still in a stalemate with Yu Conquerors above the sky. Akai, leave quickly. Stop the previous plans for now. Kakashi looked at Akai with both eyes and said seriously. However, Akai, at this time, did not realize the seriousness of the problem. What are you talking about, Kakashi? Youth is for roaring. I'm fine at all, don't worry. Kakashi, I want to stop more sand for you, Yu. Akai, with sweat pouring down his face, said very proudly. At this time, a cold voice suddenly came. Even Akai, who was always known for his hot-bloodedness, instantly broke out in cold sweat on his forehead after hearing this cold voice. Impossible. Even Akai himself felt it and was surprised for a while. My body is so warm that even my blood is boiling. Why are you so frightened? Then, a ball of terrifying power suddenly hit Akai's arm. Under the powerful force, Akai's entire arm was torn off on the spot. In the sky, a broken arm fell straight down like a kite with its string broken. Finally, it landed heavily on the ground. What stirred up was bursts of dust, and drops of blood ridden. The severe pain made Akai scream for a while, and then, the whole person quickly evacuated. Until the evacuation arrived, Akai still looked confused and frightened on the ground. How is that possible, Kakashi? Did you attack wrongly? Akai asked almost in disbelief. And Kakashi has more sweat on his face than Akai. No, Kai, I didn't attack wrong. Kakashi's eyes looked at Yu again, and this time there was even more fear in his eyes. If my analysis is not wrong. Just now, my Kamui, I don't know what ninjutsu he used. When he said this, Kakashi swallowed his own saliva hard. They were transferred directly. Then, Kakashi, the whole person, said loudly. What? At this time, Akai, who was standing aside, also had an unquestionable expression. Possessing power that can compete with 8 Gates Dunjia. Forget it, I can barely accept it. But, the most terrifying thing is that this guy actually has the ability to deal with space ninjutsu. Among the people Akai knows, no one is more powerful than the guy in front of him. Now, it seems like it's time for me to use my last resort. Akai, the whole person, seemed to have made a difficult decision. Kakashi, take care. Akai roared directly at Kakashi. Located above Akai's head, the shape of a dragon's head suddenly appeared. Immortal, Akai. Akai roared loudly. At this time, Akai was like a ferocious beast. Akai, you should use that move. Then, Akai looked at Yu again, with a very serious face. Boom. After saying that, Akai kicked Yu with his whole body. Be prepared, Yu. We almost reached the finale ahead of schedule. Respect Akai, Kakashi. Yu saw it, and the scene in front of him was very clear in his heart. After Kakashi heard Akai's voice, his heart moved. Madara, first generation, Naruto, Sasuke, Kagaya, and even experience the 6 paths version of Kakashi, which one is not based on blood. No one can eliminate the side effects of 8 Gates Dunjia. Call. Your name is Yu. You are a powerful man. Drops of sweat appeared on Akai's forehead, but in an instant, these sweats turned into bursts of smoke because of Akai's extremely fast chi and blood. Then, the whole person pulled one leg back and made a sprinting posture. What Akai will do next, and his final consequences, Kakashi has already thought of. Although it was just a simple kick with one foot, the tyrannical power in it was already causing the surrounding space to be blasted out, creating gaps in time and space. Naturally, he also admired Akai and Yu. In the entire Hokage world, Akai is the only one who can do this. From this, it is not difficult to see how powerful the 8 Gates Dunjia that Akai will use next. Then, Kakashi's whole person suddenly became serious, as if he was watching a death squad or an old general about to enter the battlefield. A mere mortal can rival the gods. Kakashi, seeing Akai's appearance, looked even more disappointed. Yu, seeing Akai's appearance, also felt a burst of emotion. Not bad, Akai. Now I show any expression of disappointment, it is disrespectful to Akai. If you want to use it, that's the trick. When Akai used this move, even Madara was almost kicked to death. Yu said calmly, stop joking. As a reward for pleasing me, hey, I can make you immortal. Chapter 361 The Fruit of Surgery Saves Akai. A giant dragon that changed into red color also roared at Yu. As an animal, facing my conquerors, he didn't show any illusion of fear. On the contrary, you actually yelled at me. Regarding Akai's 8 Gates Dunjia, Yu admitted that he was more and more pleased. Let me see how powerful your 8 Gates armor is. Yu looked at Akai who was kicking towards him and showed a faint smile. Boom. Akai. This kick finally reached Yu, 10 meters away. The physical attack collided with Conqueror's, causing a terrifying sonic boom sound. This is what Kakashi calls the so-called sand bar. Kakashi's blood chakra eye also looked over. Located at the place where Akai's feet collided with the Conqueror's, and even in the space, a huge pothole has appeared. Nearby, a large amount of matter was absorbed directly into the space. Maybe we can find a way to defeat Yu from it. Thinking of this, Kakashi's single blood chakra eyes became even redder. Akai continued to exert force. Although his forward speed was getting slower, it had to be said that the distance between him and Yu was getting closer and closer. Rumble, rumble, the sonic boom in the air continues. Even the surrounding ground began to shake. A large number of soil clods emerged directly from the depths of the earth simply because of the powerful aftermath. Pieces of soil were thrown at Kakashi. Kakashi, while avoiding the clods of dirt around him, was observing the situation on Yu's side. 10 meters, 9 meters, 8 meters. 1 meter. Kakashi's eyes didn't even dare to blink. Regarding Akai, Kakashi was shocked to the extreme. Is this the move Akai used to deal with me? I have to say, I don't know when, Akai has surpassed me. It was actually able to break through Yiyu's defense. This time, maybe we can really win the final victory. Kakashi said, squinting his eyes. Who? At this moment, Kakashi suddenly felt again that someone suddenly entered his vicinity, and he roared vigilantly. Don't be nervous, Kakashi, it's us. The two people walked away after the greeting. One person was carrying a huge gourd and had a tattoo of love on his forehead. The other person had white hair and a tattoo of thunder on his arm. He was very dark and strong. These two people are Kazekage Gaara and fourth Raikage's right-hand man, Darui. Gaara, Darui, Kakashi, spoke. Neither of them answered Kakashi's words. One by one, they looked in the direction of Akai. Darui has fought with Yiyu before. Gaara, although he has not fought with Yiyu with real swords and guns, he still knows very well how powerful Yiyu is. Such a terrifying person was actually kicked by Akai, leaving less than a centimeter away from his own body. This really made the two of them freeze in place in shock. Gaara, his whole body, the corners of his mouth twitched. This scene, on the contrary, reminded him of his past. Back then, I thought I could breathe in seconds. Finally, Rock Lee's 8 Gates Dunjia gives you strength and allows you to learn a lesson. Now, let's look at Xiao Li, his 8 Gates Dunjia, compared with his teacher. It's still far behind. This person must be Konoha's Akai. The 8 Gates armor is so powerful. And Darui was even more shocked. He had fought with Yiyu before. Even if they mobilized all the power of the Earth Kingdom, they still could not defeat Yiyu. Even, he was killed instantly on the spot. The entire Earth Kingdom, can't even enter Yiyu's body. But now, this Konoha ninja can actually force Yiyu's body. Konoha's Akai. There is such a terrifying master hidden in Konoha. Darui, swallowing his own saliva, said in shock. Since Yiyu almost destroyed the entire Earth Kingdom back then, the entire Earth Kingdom has not been able to break through Yiyu's technique. And, Akai did it. That proves that, Konoha's Akai can defeat the Earth country. Thinking about it this way, it was indeed a wise move not to continue to fight against Konoha. Both of them looked shocked. And Kakashi also broke the silence between the two. Hurry up and think of a way. Hurry up and think of a way to kill Yiyu together. I don't know why, but I can always feel that Akai seems to be no match for him. Kakashi frowned tightly and said in fear. What? After hearing Kakashi's words, Darui and Gaara, the two of them were shocked again. Akai's energy, even they, felt a little bit of the aftermath. They can already feel how frightening the power contained in it is. However, Kakashi, you actually told us that you were afraid that Akai wouldn't be able to win. Yiyu, is it really that scary? But Kakashi's IQ is also very famous in the entire ninja world. Neither of them cared, they all showed serious expressions. We got it, Kakashi. As the two of them talked, they also began to gather their strength and prepare to attack Yiyu. But Kakashi blocked them again. Yiyu's defense is really amazing. Tight, rely on our attack, I'm afraid, it will be difficult to break through the tower's defense, so we can't attack yet. Kakashi said in an obstructive manner. Strong defense. Darui and Gaara once again showed confused expressions. If that's the case, then what do you want us to do? Nowadays, if you can't attack, isn't this a waste of effort? Seeing the confused expressions of the two people, Kakashi continued to speak. I feel that when Yiyu faces such a terrifying attack from Akai this time, he will definitely mobilize most of his energy to deal with it. And this moment is when we can attack well. Kakashi spoke. After hearing Kakashi's words, the two of them finally understood. In that case, we understand. Both of them had solemn expressions. They have been in the ninja world for so many years, so naturally they are not fools. They have more or less heard of the side effects of 8 Gates Dunjia. Therefore, it is naturally impossible for them to let Akai's sacrifice be in vain. After paying attention, everyone looked in the direction where Yiyu and Akai were fighting. The huge red dragon roared for a while, and then continued to move forward. Kakashi and others have been waiting and waiting. As long as Akai finally advances a centimeter away, and can cause damage to Yiyu, he will directly launch his own attack. However, for them, something unexpected happened. Akai, that body that was spewing red steam, suddenly stopped. Just 1 centimeter away from Yiyu, it suddenly stopped. This made Kakashi and others feel a thump in their hearts. What happened? Stopped. Darui opened his mouth wide, looking incredible. Kakashi even opened his blood chakra eye. He wondered if he had been hit by genjutsu. Obviously, it was just the last centimeter. Why did it stop suddenly? But among the crowd, one person narrowed his eyes tightly. This person is none other than Gaara. Gaara, as an esper with the blood inheritance limit, is very familiar with this phenomenon. Kakashi, do you still remember when Chunin took the exam? Gaara, swallowing a mouthful of his own saliva, his eyes gleaming, said in shock. Chunin exam. Kakashi, I understood instantly. Wasn't that what the original battle between Gaara and Lee was like? Gaara, most of the sand is actually attached to his surface. Therefore, if you want to defeat Gaara, you cannot simply break through Gaara's external defenses. You still have to break through the surface sand of Gaara's body. But the sand on the surface of Gaara's body is the most difficult to break through. Thinking of this, Kakashi felt desperate. Akai, Think of a way to see if you can withdraw. Kakashi asked loudly. However, how could everything be so easy? Akai knew that from the moment he opened the 8 gates Dunjia. He is already retired from the army. Now, he must move forward, keep moving forward. Afterwards, Akai continued to use his abilities and wanted to move forward. However, no matter how hard he tried, he still couldn't break through. Yi Yu's last centimeter distance. Click. I want to save Akai. If you scream, what will Akai suffer? But it has nothing to do with me. Yi Yu said lightly. Just now, he defeated Akai, but it gave Yi Yu a lot of conquerors. Yi Yu can be said to be very happy. A crisp sound suddenly came from Akai's bones. What? Seeing the three of them, Yi Yu didn't pay attention, but walked step by step in the direction of Akai. Kakashi roared loudly. Feeling the terrifying power coming from Akai, Yi Yu showed a happy smile instead. Stop. You are not allowed to insult Akai. Not bad, not bad. Then, the two of them also launched their own attacks at the same time. As a result, you still mocked him like this. Akai's bones couldn't withstand such a powerful force and broke directly. In the Hokage world, this is my first time being beaten like this. Kakashi, once again forced himself to activate his Kamui. I can't even break through your defense. Is this good? I said. Kakashi, you guy, stop barking at me. The whole person is like a burned leaf, blackened and withered. In an instant, the three shadow-level experts launched their strongest blows towards Yi Yu. On the other hand, Kakashi, Darui and the others looked tired and out of breath. Compared with Akai's attack, their attack is obviously much weaker. After hearing Kakashi's words, Yi Yu's mouth twitched. These attacks all hit Yi Yu's conquerors. Even the conquerors outside Yi Yu didn't consume much. I don't know, but I thought I would do something to the thick-browed man in front of me. Kakashi was shocked when he saw this scene. What is this and what? After hearing Yi Yu's voice, Kakashi felt that Yi Yu was laughing at Akai. However, the situation is urgent, and they can no longer think so much. And, Akai's whole person, because of the 8 gates Dunjia, mobilized all the blood and energy in his body. Gaara and Darui on the side, both of them, although they are very confused, why did Kakashi suddenly take action at this time? Akai, you have obviously worked so hard. But, no surprise. Kakashi. After doing all this, Yi Yu seemed like nothing was wrong. Darui directly used his storm style, and Gaara also controlled the high-pressure sand and blasted it hard towards Yi Yu. Chapter 362 Obtaining the 8 Gates Armor. Secure Asset Portal, your trusted source for secure and informative digital assets. Register with your real phone number and get bonus just for registering. Try for free. Kakashi, in this way, I feel a little more awake. Save Akai. Did I hear correctly? Yi Yu, with great difficulty, gave Akai. Wrong. You can't use hard work to describe Yi Yu. Obviously, it took a lot of effort to kill Akai. But, why do you still need to save Akai? Yi Yu, which side are you on? What he has done since Yi Yu arrived, sometimes fighting this, sometimes fighting that, Kakashi no longer knows which side Yi Yu is on. Gaara and Darui showed an incredible look. None of them expected such a scene. Kakashi, is this guy a pervert? What on earth does he mean? Darui asked with a confused look on his face. Kakashi's face became very solemn. But, anyway, now Akai is already a powerful crossbow, and Kakashi has no other choice. It's better to see what Yi Yu, this guy, wants to do. And, more importantly, at this time, even if they want to do something to Yi Yu. However, their combat effectiveness is really too low. It is impossible to do anything to Yi Yu. In this case, it would be better to see what Yi Yu is going to do. Later, Yi Yu just used a ball of surgical conquerors and a ball of domineering energy to enter Akai's body. Akai, at first, didn't react. He thought that Yi Yu was going to do something to him. However, when this ball of domineering energy entered his body, Akai could feel Yi Yu's true nature. Use. The next moment, he felt as if he had undergone some kind of surgery. Unexpectedly, my body strangely recovered gradually. Akai, the whole person, looked confused. This is your reward for pleasing me. I've said it before and I won't break it, Akai. Yi Yu said lightly with a slight arc at the corner of his mouth. After hearing Yi Yu's words, Akai's whole face suddenly became confused. To be honest, he has been in the ninja world for so many years. However, it was the first time he encountered a guy like Yi Yu who was so powerful and so weird that he could heal the enemy. Moreover, Yi Yu's reason is even more elusive. It's just to so-called please him. Afterwards, Yi Yu left step by step towards other places. It's funny to say that there is Emperor Kai and 3 captains here. Each of these characters starts out at the level of a shadow. But in the face of Yi Yu's departure, one by one, they didn't even dare to take a breath. Just like that, Yi Yu walked away from them step by step at his own pace. All the people broke out in cold sweat on their foreheads. Until Yi Yu walked several steps away, Darui on the side looked confused. Suddenly, realizing that something seemed wrong, Darui hurriedly spoke. Kakashi, just let this guy go. After hearing Darui's words, Kakashi was even more frightened. What is this Darui doing? Such a terrifying enemy. At present, they have no chance of winning at all. Isn't letting him go the best option? What if Yi Yu hears this and angers Yi Yu, it will not end well. Just when Kakashi's whole body and heart were filled with panic, Yu suddenly stopped in his tracks. Yu, it's naturally impossible to just give up on these experienced babies. However, Yu has no intention of killing these people. Especially Kakashi, Akai. To be honest, this team of good gay friends still liked the anime very much when I was watching it. But, how to deal with them? Yu lowered his head slightly, thinking for a while. Then, in my heart, I had the answer. The next moment, Yu directly activated his own frozen conquerors. A huge chill was directed towards Kakashi in an instant, and they rushed over. Kakashi, the corners of his mouth suddenly twitched. I just said, don't say anything. This is great, let this plague god notice us. Everyone, try to dodge. Fire style, great fireball technique. After saying that, Kakashi directly activated his ninjutsu and released a fireball at Yu. Whether he is stupid or not, he can naturally clearly feel, the ability in front of him is very cold. And, Kakashi just needs fire style to deal with these cold abilities. Darui didn't know much about fire style, but he also used his own lightning style, hoping that it would have a somewhat weakening effect on Yu. Gaara, on the other hand, created a large amount of sand and placed it in front of Kakashi, Akai and others. In an instant, a huge sand wall was formed. Yu, the terrifying power spread directly. Just, in a moment, Gaara's sand wall was instantly turned into ice. And Kakashi's fire style was frozen in an instant, and the entire flame was extinguished in an instant. What? Kakashi, the whole person, has a solemn look on his face. Was his fireball extinguished instantly? Although I am not a fire-type ninja, I am mainly a lightning-type ninja. But it shouldn't be so scary, right? Gaara was also surprised for a while. The original freezing power, my own sand, can still be controlled. However, Yu's freezing power completely controlled his sand in an instant. This is no longer the power of freezing. Among them, there must be some other power. It's just that Gaara now can't tell what it is. Darui's face was even more livid. I originally thought that his lightning style could be more or less resistant to Yu's freezing power. As a result, he didn't expect that his storm style, but just after coming into contact with Yu's ability, it completely disappeared. Is chakra so strong? It feels like my chakra, in front of him, in comparison. It's just like a baby compared to a giant. These people simply don't know that what Yu releases is the frozen conquerors. One by one, they directly regard Yu as a being with a massive amount of chakra. Akai, who was above the ground, had an even more complexion, livid. Kakashi, could it be that there is really no other way to stop Yu? Akai, the whole person, said with a horrified look. Although he was rescued, he still knew Yu's terror. Unexpectedly, just after being rescued, I was finished again. Now, although he has been rescued, but he cannot activate the 8 gates Dunjia at all. So, Akai can't be of much help. The expressions on everyone's faces were extremely horrified. Fortunately, Kakashi's head is a little smarter. Yu's a clone. In Hokage, as the most basic 3-body technique, it is actually the ability of those in various 2-dimensional worlds. Kakashi, the first time he remembered it, he used a clone to avoid harm. Everyone nodded. The next moment, the terrifying chill came in an instant. Under the strong chill, everyone broke into a cold sweat. Clone technique. One by one, he quickly pressed the formula with his fingers and used his own clone technique. However, the next moment, their faces turned livider than the other. Because, they discovered that in this power of freezing, there is an unspeakable ability. It is this ability that forcibly cancels their clone technique. It can't be used at all. Buzz. Under the huge chill, Gaara, who was at the front, was instantly frozen. On top of his body, pieces of ice were instantly covered, and his entire body. Gaara, who has been completely frozen, still doesn't understand. Why did his absolute defense fail so quickly in front of Yu? And Darui, even, the whole person didn't react. In an instant, he was frozen. Kakashi and Akai, both of them, wanted to make a final struggle at the last moment, but unfortunately, they were quickly turned into ice sculptures. The entire battlefield, before, was still an empty area. The next moment, under the attack of Yu's frozen conquerors, it turned into a huge frozen world. After doing all this, Yu patted his palms. The heavy, sweet sound of the system also sounded at this moment. Ding dong, the host has been detected, and the coalition has been defeated. The reward is Conquerors, 10,000 points. At the beginning, Yu didn't care too much. However, Yu was completely shocked by what the system said next. Bonus skill 8 gates Dunjia. What? 8 gates Dunjia, isn't this something from the Hokage world? Now, unexpectedly, there are also rewards in the Hokage world. Yu licked his lips unconsciously, looking excited. Looking at it this way, my Hokage action this time has actually made my combat effectiveness stronger than before, and will continue to become stronger. In this case, Yu will be more confident against the pendulum of time. Host. Yu. Conqueror's attribute points. 110,000 points. Devil Fruit abilities. Shock ability Extreme, Magma ability Extreme, Search ability Extreme, Shining Fruit Extreme. Frozen Fruit Ultimate, Thunder Fruit Ultimate, Appearance Fruit Ultimate. Phoenix ability Ultimate, Surgery Fruit Ultimate. Devil Fruit. Tanuki Fruit, 3 artificial devil fruits, African hyena fruit. Skills. Flash 100 meters. Conqueror's passive defense shield Shinra Tenzheng. Self-created Conqueror's fusion gold. Conqueror's domain. 8 gates armor. Items. Healing medicine, ham, burger, cola, red wine, turkey, salad. Finally, Yi Yu fights Conqueror's Kaido, Rocks, Big Mom, and I am. Just like that, Yi Yu was very happy in his heart and continued to search for the next stop. The next words. Back then, when I was watching the anime, I remembered that the Jinchuriki team was pretty awesome. Okay, then, let's go directly to the Jinchuriki team. In this moment, it's time to take a look at my old friends, Naruto, and Killer Bee. Thinking of this, Yi Yu's mouth showed a smile again. The next moment, the whole person completely disappeared from the spot and turned into a yellow flash. On the other side, the battle between the Jinchuriki also started. The second tail, the mongoose, was extremely fast, and even the power of thunder and lightning surged through the forest. Yi Yu, in just a moment, arrived in front of this woman. Wei looked at Yi Yu. In her own impression, this is how she was killed by people from the Akatsuki organization. At this time, I was also surprised when I saw Yi Yu. What is even more surprising is that Kabuto, who controls these tailed beasts Jinchuriki. At this time, Kabuto wiped his forehead. What are you doing here? The person speaking is naturally Kabuto. A slight smile appeared on the corner of Yi Yu's mouth. Didn't I say that when I made an agreement with you before? In order to implement the Eye of the Moon plan. But, I didn't say I wouldn't do anything to you and Obito. Chapter 363. Tear 7 Tails with Hands. Secure Asset Portal. Your trusted source for secure and informative digital assets. Register with your real phone number and get bonus just for registering. Try for free. The next moment, a touch of freezing power struck instantly. Even if the second-tailed Jinchuriki transforms into a cat form. However, Yi Yu's attack was too fast. In just a moment, Wei was completely transformed into an ice sculpture. After doing all this, Yi Yu, after receiving his reward, then quickly flew towards the next place. At this time, in the cave, the corners of Do's mouth twitched. This man is so mysterious. His secret, what is it? Kabuto has been thinking hard, but unfortunately, no matter what Kabuto thinks, he can't figure out the reason why Yi Yu wants to do this. 8 tails, 9 tails, and numerous tailed beasts are also in fierce battle. 3 tails, water style is extremely powerful. 4 tails, used its own lava again. It all depends on Killer Bee's regeneration ability to resist. Uncle Killer Bee, are you okay? Naruto asked anxiously. Killer Bee, however, made a cool move. Don't underestimate me, idiot. Idiot. Still, it was said in a professional rapping voice. After confirming that Killer Bee was fine, Naruto breathed a sigh of relief. Naruto also turned on his own 9 tails mode. On the body, a large number of 9 tails and chakra coats were blasted out at this moment. 5 tails also released a large amount of boiling gas in an instant. However, Naruto, with his chakra coat, can easily fight against these abilities. 6 tails spit out a lot of foam in an instant. Naruto just blasted these bubbles. Under the powerful force, Naruto was thrown upside down. Above the sky, 7 tails are flying rapidly. After seeing the opportunity, he flew directly and quickly, and launched his own attack on Naruto. 8 tails, Killer Bee shook his head helplessly after seeing it. Naruto, you kid, you have to continue practicing from now on. The next moment, Killer Bee grabbed 7 tails with a huge palm. However, the other tailed beasts also swarmed up one by one. In an instant, he launched his own attack on 8 tails. A large amount of Hokage, bubbles, and lava all hit Killer Bee's body. Killer Bee is a pain. The 7 tails in my hand was released. Sorry, Uncle Killer Bee. Naruto said carefully. Naruto, don't be careful. None of these guys are easy. Killer Bee reminded Naruto carefully. In that case. Uncle Killer Bee, let's use tailed beast bullets to decide the outcome. Naruto, showing off his energy, said loudly. The next moment. The two of them released a large amount of energy in their respective hands. Naruto directly borrowed the 9 tails chakra, coupled with his own shuriken, to form the 9 tails spiral shuriken. Killer Bee also summoned a huge tailed beast bomb after reconciling his own chakra. On the other side, the Jinchuriki were not idle either. They summoned their own tailed beast bombs one after another. This is the most terrifying force in this world. Just when both sides thought they could kill the other side, a figure suddenly appeared in the center of the battle. This person is none other than Yi Yu. Rumble. Rumble. One after another, the tailed beast bombs exploded directly on Yi Yu's body. Huge smoke filled the air instantly. Both sides were stunned on the spot. Naruto narrowed his eyes slightly. Uncle Killer Bee, it seemed like a ray of light passed just now. Immediately afterwards, the tailed beast jade we released exploded. What is it? Have you seen it? Naruto, looking curious. Even if there is something, it can withstand the attacks from both sides. However, the attack they unleashed was, after all, a tailed beast jade. What could be able to withstand such a powerful force? Is there really such a hard thing in this world? Killer Bee, sunglasses, also reflect a white light. I didn't see clearly either. Naruto. On the other side, the Jinchuriki also looked over. 7 tails, behind the body, flapped its wings quickly and flew into the smoke in an instant. She wanted to see what it was that had blocked the attacks of tailed beast bullets from both sides just now. However, when he saw Yi Yu's figure in the explosion for the first time, his eyes suddenly widened. It's so fast. It's you, Yi Yu. The next moment, a ball of yellow flash shot toward Seven Tails, Jinchuriki. However, Seven Tails is like a fast dragonfly. Just turning sideways, it was easy to dodge the yellow flash. After a flash of light, he was just above the ground, completing the explosion. After seeing the figure of Yi Yu, Seven Tails Jinchuriki didn't even dare to stay, so he accelerated his speed and escaped quickly. Seeing Seven Tails fleeing quickly, Yi Yu felt a burst of emotion. Seven Tails. To be honest, I kind of underestimate this tailed beast. In the anime before, I didn't pay much attention to this tailed beast. I didn't expect that this Seven Tails could actually avoid the flash of my past. However, Yi Yu naturally cannot let Seven Tails go. This is my own experience, baby. The next moment, Yi Yu directly opened his own Conqueror's field, which was comparable to the fourth Hokage's teleportation. Just, in a blink of an eye, he appeared behind Seven Tails. You little thing, I heard, you are good at running, right? The next moment, Yi Yu used Conquerors to tear off Seven Tails' wings. The huge smoke gradually dissipated, and people's figures also emerged. Both sides were shocked for a while. On the tailed beast Jinchuriki side, some Jinchuriki before them had not seen Yi Yu, so they had a surprised look on their face. Who is it? Can you actually make Seven Tails look like this? After all, Seven Tails can be said to be the fastest among them, and her combat effectiveness is not low. Under such circumstances, being able to be torn apart by Yi Yu was enough to prove Yi Yu's terror. However, most of the tailed beasts, Jinchuriki, could still see it. This man, I know him. He was the one who arrested me and handed me over to the Akatsuki organization. He's from the Akatsuki organization. Four Tails Lao Zi swallowed hard and said in horror. And I. The other Jinchuriki also spoke one after another. In this way, everyone discovered that Yi Yu was actually arrested. Most of them were. Such a terrifying existence actually appeared in front of them. Although, they have already died once. However, everyone is still panicking for a while. There was no way, the shock that Yi Yu brought to their hearts was really too terrifying. Even after resurrection, they still couldn't face Yi Yu directly. On the other side, Naruto had an extremely fearful look in his eyes. This person, he is Yi Yu. Almost at the same time, Killer Bee on the side also looked in the direction of Yi Yu. I remember her. If it weren't for my 8 tails, my magical recovery power. I'm afraid that at this time, I already belong to the opposite party. Killer Bee also said with lingering fear. Just when Killer Bee was about to think about how to deal with it. Naruto, however, became reckless again. I haven't avenged my original revenge. After finishing speaking, Nine Tails turned Naruto rushed towards Yi Yu regardless of everything. Seeing Yi Yu's reaction, Killer Bee's mouth twitched. Naruto, you guy, don't act without permission. Killer Bee said loudly. I was speechless for a while. Just now, I saw that Yi Yu suddenly launched his own attack on Jinchuriki opposite. Therefore, it is very likely that the other party will treat me as a friend. Even if they are not friends, there is still a possibility of being successfully won over. However, Naruto's unauthorized actions completely disrupted Killer Bee's thoughts. Naruto, you guy, can you stop being so reckless? Killer Bee was speechless for a while, then rushed over quickly. Killer Bee and Yi Yu had fought against each other before. Naturally, he knows Yi Yu's terrifying fighting power better than anyone else. If you look at it this way, Naruto is also in danger. Why? Killer Bee patted his forehead hard. Now, the problem seems to be getting more and more serious. The helpless Killer Bee hurriedly activated his tailed beast power and pursued Naruto in the direction. Yi Yu, naturally, noticed Naruto's pursuit behind him. Speaking of which, I am still speechless towards Naruto and Yi Yu. Last time, I almost killed Naruto. The result? This guy still doesn't have a long memory. How much time has passed before you have already forgotten your own horror? Sure enough, Naruto really doesn't have a long memory. If an ordinary person, Yi Yu, would definitely not give him a second chance. But fortunately, Naruto is the chosen one. In the future, the 6 paths level experience baby, Yi Yu, was reluctant to give up on him. Afterwards, Yi Yu didn't pay too much attention. Since you want to attack, then come. Anyway, my own Conquerors has its own rebound ability. Yi Yu ignored Naruto at all. Spiral Shuriken. Under the Nine Tails mode, Naruto activated his Rasenshuriken, and hit Yi Yu hard. Boom. The powerful force caused the Conqueror's shield around Yi Yu to disappear abruptly. There's something going on. Uncle Killer Bee. Naruto felt happy for a while, and the next moment, he used his strength again, and blasted towards Yi Yu again with powerful energy. Killer Bee, who is behind Naruto, looks confused. What's going on? It looks like Naruto is going to succeed. He remembered that Yi Yu was not so weak before. What's going on? Want to succeed? Good job, Naruto. Killer Bee praised him for a while, and then prepared to release another tailed beast bomb to help Naruto. But, the next moment, Conquerors, located around Yi Yu, sensed the enemy's attack. The divine sign of Shinra is automatically triggered. Under the powerful force of Shinra Tensei, Naruto's entire body was knocked upside down and flew out. PFF'd. Even with the power of 9 tails, Naruto couldn't help but spit out a lot of blood from his mouth. I saw it. Naruto was sent flying backwards. Killer Bee also quickly activated his abilities, 8 tails, and stretched them out with all his strength. Then, he caught Naruto. Chapter 364 Madara appears. Naruto, are you okay? After catching Naruto, Killer Bee looked horrified. Sure enough, I didn't expect that he would be so easy to deal with. Naruto, looking sorry. I'm sorry, Uncle Killer Bee, I really didn't expect that this guy is still so scary. Killer Bee originally wanted to teach Naruto a lesson, but a more terrifying picture appeared in front of them instantly. They saw Yu standing in front of them, using his own abilities to create a sun-like thing above the sky. This huge fireball has been flying around the sky. Due to the influence of this giant great fireball, the temperature of the surrounding air suddenly increased by dozens of degrees. The surrounding air is getting drier. The space located near the fireball was even more burned, and bursts of illusion appeared. Naruto, as he looked up at everything in front of him, was in a state of dementia. This thing looks like the sun. Naruto said with a twitch in the corner of his mouth. Killer Bee also looks frightened. What a terrifying temperature. This temperature is no longer a simple flame. It feels like this temperature can melt rocks. Killer Bee said in shock. Uncle Killer Bee, think about how to deal with it quickly. Naruto said loudly with the corner of his mouth twitching. Killer Bee, wearing sunglasses, reflected a ray of light. How to deal with it? Yes, I have to think carefully about how to deal with it. Killer Bee, his head is too big. This kind of sun, the temperature is really too high. Even Killer Bee has a feeling that even the recovery power of his 8 tails. Facing this terrifying power, there will definitely be no good results. Moreover, if you are not careful, this scorching heat is very likely to directly melt 8 tails and all their bodies. This power is much more powerful than Uchiha Itachi's, Amaterasu's. Naruto looked at Killer Bee and scratched his head with a look of helplessness. However, at this moment, the other tailed beasts activated their own mysterious powers one after another. Groups of tailed beast bullets came out from their mouths one after another. The terrifying power gathers again. The powerful energy caused the entire earth to tremble. Boom, boom, several tailed beasts all aimed at Yu. What? I saw the scene in front of me. Tailed beast bullets were blasted towards Yu. Naruto widened his eyes, wondering if he had seen it wrong. Uncle Killer Bee, what happened? Why, these guys, they would suddenly attack Yu. Naruto opened his mouth wide, looking surprised. Killer Bee also looked confused. He really didn't expect that these people would attack Yu. What exactly is going on? But, Naruto, we must not take it lightly to prevent Yu from sneak attack on us. They are obviously a group, but maybe they will suddenly attack us. Killer Bee swallowed a mouthful of his own saliva, his eyes full of fear. Naruto and Killer Bee's faces turned dark, and their expressions were almost condensed to the extreme. And Yu also gathered a lot of energy in an instant. Above the sky, the huge sun also blasted towards the numerous tailed beast Jinchuriki. Such a powerful force, among which there is also the power of the shining fruit. The speed is extremely fast. Almost just a moment of power. The huge sun hit the many tailed beasts in their middle area. Rumble, accompanied by a huge explosion. The industry is located, and a large amount of light appears in front of Naruto. My eyes. For a moment, Naruto could hardly see anything. However, Killer Bee used his octopus tail to cover his eyes, which resulted in the strong light not causing any damage to his eyes. When Killer Bee looked at the world in front of him again, he was stunned on the spot. In front of him, everything was too shocking. I saw that the previous tailed beast Jinchuriki were all burned by Yu's terrifying sun. One by one, they were directly reduced to ashes. At the same time, the powerful explosion and power produced a terrifying shock wave. These shock waves were directed at Naruto and Killer Bee, and the two of them just blasted past. Buzz. A group of circular arc shock waves passed through the forest area. Many ancient trees were instantly submerged by such an energy, and were eventually uprooted and completely disappeared into the energy, as if they had never been here. Be careful, Naruto, Killer Bee yelled. At this time, Naruto had just recovered some of his vision from the bright light of the explosion. Unexpectedly, as soon as he regained his sight, such a terrifying scene appeared in front of him. Yu was actually the first to attack those tailed beasts. Moreover, with just one blow, these guys were completely destroyed one by one. Sure enough, this guy is still so terrifying. They, just now, tried their best to deal with these Jinchuriki, but in the end, they didn't produce any results. Uncle Killer Bee, it's so scary. Just the aftermath is so strong. Killer Bee also looks horrified. Naruto, don't say anything, quickly put on your tailed beast coat, let's work together to resist. Killer Bee said with a horrified look on his face. The next moment, the two of them, at the same time, gave birth to tailed beast arms from their bodies. Standing in front of them. Boom. The powerful arc-shaped aftermath hit in front of them, causing them to fall back a long way one after another. Finally, the two of them reluctantly landed on the ground. Looking at Yu standing in front of them, both of them were surprised. Yu, what do you mean? Aren't you from the Akatsuki organization? Why would you take action against these Jinchuriki? The two of them looked at Yi Yu with puzzled faces, and one after another expressed their confusion. However, Yi Yu did not say too many words. Instead, the corners of his mouth slightly curved. Yi Yu, has no obligation to report his motives to others. The next moment, Yi Yu activated his freezing ability and blasted away at the Jinchuriki that he had melted before. In an instant, the temperature that was so hot before suddenly became extremely cold at this moment. The surrounding temperature dropped again by dozens of degrees. Each of the tailed beasts also showed extremely frightened looks. In an instant, it was frozen and turned into ice cubes. In an instant, the entire ground was filled with terrifying cold air. Killed by this Yi Yu is really scary. Naruto opened his mouth and said in shock. Yes, even with the power of so many tailed beasts, it is impossible to defeat Yi Yus. This is the terror of Yi Yu, etc. Killer Bee suddenly realized something was wrong. What do we do? Killer Bee, at this time, realized the seriousness of the problem. Yi Yu, in the first place, didn't have the time to care about Naruto and Killer Bee. At this time, Yi Yu is immersed in the bonus of his system. Sure enough, it's just as I imagined. After killing these tailed beasts once, it is already impossible to continue killing them and gain experience bonuses. Yi Yu said helplessly. In my imagination, the bug issue did not appear. It seems that we still have to deal with these people one by one. Helpless Yi Yu sighed for a while. However, what makes Yi Yu happy is that among these people, there are some tailed beasts that he has never killed before, which gives Yi Yu a lot of experience. As for the other side, Naruto and Killer Bee are in their current state. The two of them, Yi Yu, don't want to get too involved yet. The next moment, you can go find another person yourself. This person is Madara. This pretense of competition has caused the entire Alliance army to suffer a lot. I can go to the place where the Alliance forces are fighting and let them feel the more terrifying power. When the time comes, it will be more interesting to completely suppress Madara's limelight. Afterwards, Yi Yu walked directly, step by step, without too many words, directly from the middle of Naruto and Killer Bee. Feeling Yi Yu's powerful power, Killer Bee and Naruto instantly felt a sweaty feeling. Then, Yi Yu walked right in between the two of them. Feeling Yi Yu's terrifying pressure, both of them trembled. They really didn't expect that Yi Yu would launch no attack on them at all. The two of them almost held their breath. As long as Yi Yu made any small move towards them, they would immediately take countermeasures against Yi Yu. However, Yi Yu just walked past the two of them without saying a word. The next moment, it turned into a yellow light, flying towards the direction of the battlefield. But, in an instant, he disappeared in front of the two of them. Killer Bee, a burst of emotion. Naruto, speaking of it, this person does look quite like the same person. Naruto opened his mouth slightly. Like a person. Who is it? Naruto asked carelessly. Like your dad, fourth Hokage. Forehead. The corners of Naruto's mouth twitched. The two instantly became a funny combination. However, the next moment, Naruto suddenly realized the seriousness of the problem. Wrong. Uncle Killer Bee, have you ever thought about where Yi Yu will go after leaving us? Naruto asked very seriously. Where to go? Killer Bee narrowed his eyes. Then, the whole person suddenly became serious. You mean? He went to the main battlefield. Killer Bee, a moment of fear. Naruto also had a serious look on his face. Although he didn't speak, he seemed to have told Killer Bee that his guess was right. The next moment, both of them were horrified to the extreme. The two of them immediately activated their tailed beast modes and rushed towards the main battlefield one by one. At this time, on the battlefield, Madara opened his blood chakra eyes and stood on a high peak, overlooking the ninja company in front of him. Do you want to dance too? Uchiha Madara, located on the cliff, is full of domineering. The Ninja Alliance troops in front of Uchiha Madara all looked angry. Stop looking down on us, Uchiha Madara. What if you are Uchiha Madara? We are the power of the entire ninja world. After saying that, groups of people charged in the direction of Uchiha Madara. Uchiha Madara saw the scene in front of him and showed a trace of disdain. Do you want to win with quantity? This is simply the funniest joke. Chapter 365 The Flower World arrives. Call. Balls of flames were spat out from Uchiha Madara's mouth. For Uchiha Madara, it may be just a small ninjutsu, but for the entire Ninja United Army, this is not a small ninjutsu. A large ball of flames exploded from the sky in an instant. I saw that the huge fire in front of these people was extinguished. These people, one by one, were collectively dumbfounded. What's going on? It's so scary. Is this really just a regular ninjutsu? The people around them all gathered one by one. Water style class, come out quickly. The next moment, all the people, all of them, cast their ninjutsu, with their hand gestures, swaying continuously. The next moment, a large amount of water style rushed towards Madara. Sizzle, sizzle, water and fire, the two merge. In an instant, the terrifying high temperature caused the water style released by the Ninja Alliance troops to directly turn into a large amount of water vapor. A large amount of smoke appeared in everyone's field of vision in an instant. The Ninja Alliance troops all looked at each other in confusion. What a scary fire style. Now, are we finally going to kill him? The Ninja Alliance troops whispered to each other. After all, they are, almost, the water-style ninjas of the entire world, the ninjutsu unleashed. They still thought that it was impossible for Madara to be able to resist the water-style attacks of so many people. But, the next moment, when the huge water vapor dissipates, Madara's figure suddenly appeared. Then, on the entire battlefield, the ninjas were swallowing their saliva one by one. They were all shocked. This man, he is really scary. Unexpectedly, one person's ninjutsu can withstand all of our water styles. That's natural, he's Uchiha Madara. Back then, I had a 50-50 relationship with first Hokage. Everyone said in shock. In the middle of the crowd, Temari, holding his own Sanji, looked surprised. But, the next moment, Temari's eyes suddenly became serious. Everyone, don't be discouraged. With so many of us, even if we consume him, we can definitely consume him to death. Temari said. The next moment, the entire Ninja Alliance army shouted one by one and rushed towards Uchiha. Their speed reached the extreme. However, in an instant, he rushed out, several dozen meters away. And, Madara, after seeing the performance of these people, there was a slight hint of disdain on the corner of her mouth. It seems that after so many years of not being in this world, I have been looked down upon by others. Do you think you also want to dance? Madara said jokingly. The next moment, Madara jumped directly from a mountain. Madara, the whole person, rushed towards the battlefield. PFF'd. He kicked a ninja hard. This ninja was kicked away. The next moment, Madara walked directly into the crowd. Madara's speed and strength are extremely fast. The entire Ninja Alliance army instantly became Madara's experience babies. With the power of just one person, he suppressed the entire Ninja Alliance army and was completely defeated. At this time, no one noticed that a yellow light appeared in the sky. This person was none other than Yi Yu. Located in a cave, Kabuto immediately informed Uchiha Madara about Yi Yu's affairs. Madara's blood chakra eye also immediately looked in the direction of Yi Yu. I heard that this kid is very strong. Is there such a powerful person in Roizong later? I can take a good look. How strong is this person? After Madara finished speaking, she was ready to use another powerful fire style. However, there was something Madara didn't expect. In an instant, a terrifying chill was instantly released from between heaven and earth. Looking in the direction of Yi Yu, Madara frowned slightly. As this kid a user with the ice shield and blood succession limit ability. It seems, this guy's chakra capacity seems to be very strong. Buzz buzz. In an instant, the entire world was filled with a lot of chill. Those ninjas who were still charging before, all looked in the direction of Yi Yu. Just one Uchiha Madara is already too difficult to defeat. Now, I didn't expect that here again, such a powerful guy. Damn it, we are attacked from two sides, how can we win in this case? Everyone said in horror. Located in the Ninja Alliance army, Temari looked in the direction of Yi Yu. A bigger trouble is coming. Wind Escape Squad, attack. Subsequently, a large number of wind ninjas launched their own attacks one after another. The next moment, everyone released a large amount of ninjutsu. Powerful wind elements and ninjas were all gathered together, and a super strong wind formed on the entire battlefield in an instant. Heading towards Yi Yu's cold wind, he rushed towards Temari. The corner of her mouth showed a slight arc. In this case, it will be much easier to deal with you. After all, wind escape is the easiest way to deal with the cold. Temari nodded and said. But, the next moment, an unexpected thing happened. In Yi Yu's chill, it's basically the frozen conquerors. It is simply impossible to suppress ordinary strong winds like this conquerors. Then, they saw that something was wrong. Temari's eyes widened, and he was stunned for a while. This person is much scarier than class Uchiha. However, after saying these words just now, the next moment, the entire Ninja Alliance army was invaded by this terrifying chill. Even Temari was frozen into an ice sculpture in an instant. Located in the huge whirlpool of cold, Uchiha Madara also felt the terrifying chill immediately. The whole person hurriedly activated his abilities, and in an instant, he jumped. At this time, I barely managed to avoid Yi Yu's freezing. Then, Madara's face suddenly fell down. If it is said that in my heyday, it is still possible to withstand such an attack. But, my body now. Once I'm attacked by this terrifying cold, I'm afraid, my whole body will be completely frozen, and I'll never be able to come out again. Madara said with a serious look on her face. The next moment, Yi Yu launched his attack on Madara again. A ray of yellow light rushed towards Madara in an instant. Madara, the whole person, was suddenly startled. What a speed! Madara said incredulously. Afterwards, Madara quickly activated her abilities and escaped again. Rumble. A yellow light hit the ground. The powerful force, in an instant, was an explosion. Located above the ground, a huge pothole appears. The entire sky is filled with a lot of smoke. At this time, Uchiha Madara, who had already dodged, narrowed his eyes tightly. What a terrifying power. Except for first generation, this is the first time I've encountered such a powerful guy. Uchiha Madara said in horror. And, then, Yi Yu's figure also appeared in front of Madara. Do you also want to dance? Madara, Yi Yu asked with a joking tone. After hearing Yi Yu's words, Madara looked very embarrassed. This is obviously my mantra. He didn't know whether Yi Yu deliberately learned his mantra, or Yi Yu really had the same mantra as his. Boy, don't be arrogant. Although your ninjutsu is very lethal. But, my heyday has not come yet. After saying this, Madara activated her ninjutsu. The next moment, a huge Susanoo suddenly appeared on Madara's entire body. Madara's figure is like a giant, overlooking Yu on the earth. Then, the huge Madara pulled out a knife from Susanoo's waist and slashed at Yu. Looking at the attack in front of him, Yu narrowed his eyes slightly. Now, everyone else has already been solved. It's okay to play with this Madara. Wait until the Hokages, as well as people like Obito, arrive together. At that time, it's time to collect all your experiences. In the previous battle, I just gained the ability of 8 Gates Dunjia. I don't know what kind of abilities I will gain after defeating Madara. Yu is still very concerned about this. This determines how strong you become, so that in the future, you will be able to make it more convenient for the other party, the pendulum of time and space. Thinking like this, Yu also turned his conquerors into the shape of a sword. Facing Madara in front of him, he rushed over hard. Rumble, rumble, the powerful slash, located in the center of the two people, completed the collision. Under the powerful force, bursts of time and space gaps appeared in the space in an instant. This time Conquerors, Yu, does not have any devil fruit abilities. Completely relying on his own pure conquerors to launch his own attacks. And, after Madara felt Yu's ability, her face instantly dropped from her hips. What, isn't this too scary? Madara said incredulously. That's because he has completely felt Yu's terrifying power. Just now, after the sword he blasted out came into contact with Yu's terrifying power, it was penetrated on the spot. This is Yu, a powerful force. Is he a more terrifying guy than Hashirama? Madara, almost instantly, blurted out. Then, a powerful force hit Madara's body in an instant. Madara, the whole person, even with Susanoo's embrace, but, the powerful force still caused Madara to be blasted into pieces in an instant. If it weren't for Susanoo, I'm afraid Madara would have burped on the spot. Madara, who regained her body, faced Yu and instantly activated her ninjutsu. Wood style. The flower world is coming. On the ground at Yu's feet, masses of life power appeared instantly. The next moment, a huge tree trunk rose into the sky. Chapter 366 Madara is sweating profusely. Finally, on Yu's land, various flowers and vines suddenly appeared. The huge flowers also opened in an instant. A large amount of poisonous gas was released from the flowers in an instant. Seeing this scene, Yu narrowed his eyes. Of course, I know this. Isn't this just Madara secretly learning ninjutsu from first generation? Hey, I said Madara. It's just that I secretly learned one of Hashirama's abilities. I think, you don't have to show off in front of me, right? Yu said with a smile. What, Madara, a moment of horror. It seems, the brats nowadays are not unlearned and unskilled. Actually, you still know the ability of first generation. Thinking of this, Madara also narrowed her eyes slightly. Boy, then I want to see how you can resist my ninjutsu. A large amount of poisonous gas was blasted towards Yu. Facing these poisonous gases, Yu didn't panic at all. Directly, he opened his conquerors, and a large amount of poisonous gas was not present at all. When he saw it, Yu was blasted away by the powerful force. Madara narrowed her eyes again. Could it be that this boy, he also has, what, special blood inheritance limit? Madara said in surprise. After all, in Madara's view, Yu's ability is not as simple as a simple ice shield at all. The next moment, Yu directly opened his golden conquerors. Under the extreme pressure of conquerors, all the plants on the entire earth were all under extreme pressure. One by one, they actually completed the withering process on the spot. What, Madara, I can't believe what I'm seeing. However, facing Yu, Madara suddenly burst into laughter. Ha 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 ha. In all these years, apart from that D*** D Hashirama, this is really the first time I've met a guy like you. Madara, the whole person, felt that her heart was beginning to boil. But, it's a pity. Now, my body can't exert its extraordinary strength at all. If you want to defeat this guy like you must have a real physical body. Madara murmured, just when Madara is preparing to release her own abilities and unlock her own earth reincarnation technique. Above the sky, two figures, one red and one black, suddenly appeared. Surprisingly, it is, at this moment, the key figure in the battle, Naruto, Killer Bee. The two of them looked out of breath. That person actually has blood chakra eyes. Who is he? Naruto still looked confused. The next moment, behind Madara, appeared again, second Mizukage, third Raikage, fourth generation Kazekage, Golden Horn, Silver Horn, etc., many strong people. And because of Yu's arrival, the Ninja Alliance and army all rushed over immediately. The entire battlefield was crowded with ninjas. At this time, a huge tree also took on the appearance of a monster in an instant. Yu knew that this huge tree was 10 tails. Myself, the strongest experience baby. As long as I can protect myself, 10 tails. Next, 6 paths Obito, 6 paths Madara, and even, the last Kagaya will appear one after another. Therefore, Yu, the first priority right now is to protect 10 tails. Of course, during this period, you can still launch your own attacks on others. After all, no one would dislike too much of experience babies. Then, seeing everyone, they were all here, and Yu also started his speech. Everyone is almost here, just in time. I, too, am announcing my declaration here. Yi Yu, want to be the enemy of the entire ninja world. 10 Tails is my target. If anyone wants to kill or monopolize 10 Tails, Yi Yu, will definitely kill him. Yi Yu opened his own conquerors, located above the sky, looking majestic. What? On the battlefield, everyone was completely surprised. As for the Ninja Alliance army, all the ninjas were collectively dumbfounded. What? Did I hear wrongly? This man wants to protect 10 Tails. What did he mean by swallowing up 10 Tails just now? Could it be that, in Yi Yu's view, 10 Tails, such a dangerous existence, feels like food? Scary guy. I have seen Yi Yu, he definitely has this strength, he is the real devil. Everyone is so surprised. At this time, Kakashi came over immediately. After hearing Yi Yu's shameless words, I didn't feel that Yi Yu was too arrogant. On the contrary, I feel that Yi Yu is fully capable of this. So, Kakashi contacted Shikaku and immediately informed them of Yi Yu's information. And through the special ninjutsu, all the information about Yi Yu was put into the hearts of all the ninjas. Only now did everyone have an understanding of Yi Yu. The Yi Yu in front of them was a being 100 times more terrifying than the tailed beast. On the other side, Obito also arrived immediately. Seeing Obito coming, Madara narrowed her eyes. What's going on with that Yi Yu? At this time, Madara still didn't know that such a terrifying guy had appeared in the ninja world. I just thought about asking Obito. Obito's mouth twitched for a while, revealing a wry smile. Akatsuki organization, a new strong man has appeared, don't take it lightly, he has the same terrifying power as you. Now, you must be careful, this guy snatches 10 Tails away. Obito said helplessly for a while. Madara, on the other hand, had a slight smile on her lips. This is the first time I've met someone who is even more arrogant than me. If you put it this way, this kid is not only an enemy of the entire Ninja Alliance army, but also an enemy of us. In that case, I want to see how much ability this kid has to make him an enemy of the whole world and the dead old monsters. Madara said with the corners of her mouth raised slightly. Then, Madara also made a gesture at the first moment. Originally, I was thinking of accompanying these guys and having fun slowly. Looking at it now, a terrifying existence like Yi Yu has appeared. My thoughts. I'm afraid it will be ruined. Then, Uchiha Madara, that is, opened his own ninjutsu. Reincarnation of Sway 2, solution. In an instant, Madara regained her free body. The whole person's aura was also filled up in an instant. Although, there are some changes. I don't know why that guy Nagato got rid of my control, but this is enough. Madara, the corners of her mouth curved slightly. Originally, I didn't have much hope for this big war. However, because of Yi Yu's existence, Uchiha Madara has a little more expectation in her heart. The next moment, Madara is ready to release a powerful skill. Just let all the little bastards present be killed. Obito and Madara released a fire style at the same time, blasting towards the Ninja Alliance army. However, Yi Yu suddenly opened his own conquerors. Under the influence of conquerors, Madara and Obito's ninjutsu were instantly blocked. The two of them looked in the direction of Yi Yu with surprised expressions. Could it be that this guy Yi Yu is thinking of taking action against them first? Obito narrowed his eyes. After all, even Obito has never found out Yi Yu's identity. Therefore, it is very possible that Yi Yu was just pretending before. Two scorching flames, in front of Yi Yu's golden conquerors, seemed to bomb on a wall, and it was instantly difficult to move forward. Seeing the scene in front of her, Madara was also slightly surprised. What a terrifying method. Normal ninjutsu. I'm afraid, it will be difficult to deal with him. Seeing the scene in front of them, the Ninja Alliance were all shocked and surprised. What's going on? Is this man's fighting ability so terrifying? Originally, I thought that I would not be able to withstand such a powerful attack. Unexpectedly, Yi Yu, some ninjutsu, saved us. The key is Yi Yu, why do you want to save us? Kakashi on the side has a very cold expression. Why save us? Before, when Akai and others were fighting, it was already very clear. This guy Yi Yu is totally not a person who likes to play his cards according to common sense. Looking at it now, he saved them, but then, Yi Yu might attack them in an instant. Thinking of this, Kakashi didn't dare to hide anything. Everyone, be careful, Yi Yu, this guy, will attack us at any time. No way, ordinary, plop, Kakashi said very seriously. They got hit by ninjutsu. Is it genjutsu? However, at this moment, bursts of light rain began to fall in the sky. A sudden burst of cold sweat broke out on Akai's forehead. Madara, at this time, felt a little relieved, and found a reason for herself. The Golden Conqueror's pressure instantly suppressed all the people on the battlefield, including Baiju, and fell to the ground. I don't know why, but at this moment, their hearts went crazy. Sure enough, just after Kakashi finished speaking, a terrifying pressure swept over him instantly. Yes, I feel like there is a huge power in my body. After hearing Akai's words, almost all the ninjas had their throats raised. Be sure not to be confused by the appearance in front of you. All the people on the ground showed horrified expressions. Madara was even more shocked. Everyone, be careful. This is, Yi Yu is going to release his technique. However, it has no effect at all. It must be raining, it's not my sweat at all. The powerful pressure, in an instant, has completely enveloped the entire earth. What's going on? Even I'm sweating profusely. Seeing the scene in front of me, even Madara's back was sweating slightly. The next moment, people fell to the ground one after another. Located on their bodies, what they bear is the Golden Conquerors. Yi Yu's attack came in front of everyone in just a moment. In fact, they know it very well in their hearts. There is no way, the pressure they are under is too great. So uncomfortable. Why do you feel an inexplicable fear? Oops, I can't resist it anymore. One by one, everyone made a gesture of resistance. Yi Yu, he is not a person who likes to use common sense at all. After feeling my own gaffe. Chapter 367 Obtaining the Three-Body Technique. Buzz buzz. Under the powerful conquerors, all members of the Ninja Alliance, including Jonin, who had average combat power, were suppressed and fainted. Seeing the scene in front of him, Yi Yu was also showing off. You idiots, please don't appear in front of me. This will affect my performance. At the same time, he silently opened his own system panel. Now, after my own conquerors suppressed an army of 200,000. Conquerors' points have also reached an unprecedented position. Moreover, the system rewarded myself again. However, since those who were suppressed were ordinary small characters, the rewards Yi Yu received were also relatively average. That is the most basic three-body technique. However, it doesn't matter anymore. You must know that Yi Yu's combat power at this time has reached a height of 500,000 points. This can really improve your combat effectiveness. Even if the pendulum of time and space comes, Yi Yu is not afraid at all. Host. Yi Yu. Conqueror's attribute points. 500,000 points. Devil Fruit abilities. Shock ability extreme, magma ability extreme, search ability extreme, shining fruit extreme. Frozen fruit ultimate, thunder fruit ultimate, appearance fruit ultimate. Phoenix ability ultimate, surgery fruit ultimate. Devil fruit. Tanuki fruit, 3 artificial devil fruits, African hyena fruit. Skills. Flash 100 meters, Conqueror's passive defense shield Shinra Tenseng, self-created Conqueror's fusion gold Conqueror's domain, 8 gates armor, 3 body technique. A-hole. Just when Yi Yu was thinking, a familiar voice instantly broke Yi Yu's mind. This person is naturally the previous protagonist in Hokage, Naruto. Naruto, the whole person, attacked Yi Yu directly. Buzz buzz. Naruto, the Rasenshuriken in his hand was located in the sky, making bursts of roaring sounds. In addition, the power of 9 tails hit Yi Yu hard. However, Naruto's power was suddenly suspended halfway. The next moment, a terrifying force, directly threw Naruto upside down. Behind Naruto, a large amount of sand appeared instantly. These sands caught Naruto. Thank you, Gaara. Naruto, although he looked at Yi Yu with a vicious look, but he also thanked Gaara. Shadows from the 5 major countries also stood up one after another. Naruto, don't be careless. Unexpectedly, Naruto didn't do it this time, so he cursed. On the contrary, Naruto showed a fearful expression. This person, so powerful, he is much stronger than when I fought him before. Naruto swallowed his own saliva and said in shock. On the other side, Obito's eyes are very confused. What should we do? Madara looked at Yi Yu, the Golden Conquerors just now, actually scared him. In his impression, even Hashirama couldn't do it. One ninjutsu could directly destroy an army of 200,000, right? So, Madara, I am very doubtful now, maybe Yi Yu's combat power is higher than Hashirama. Let's take a look first. If it doesn't work, then take action against Yi Yu. But, now, Yi Yu actually wants to protect 10 tails. We can take advantage of this. Let them kill each other and we will profit in the end. There is no way, Yi Yu's power has deeply made Madara feel the feeling of terror. Therefore, the current Madara, he immediately felt that he had to use some strategies. Otherwise, Yi Yu, the biggest variable on this battlefield, could easily make all his plans come to nothing. Kakashi, please pay attention to what's going on over there at Madara. Naruto, Killer Bee, and S, attack 10 tails first. Let's see if it works. Onoki said in a deep voice. No one objected to Onoki's proposal. There is no way, Yi Yu's fighting power is too terrifying. Therefore, at one time, we must bring out the top combat power, and we must also be careful about Madara's actions. For now, this is the safest way. The next moment, Naruto and Killer Bee faced each other again, and Yi Yu launched his own attack. The tailed beast bullets of the two people merged together instantly, and they were fired at Yi Yu. And, other people also launched their own attacks one by one. Terumi Mei directly launched her own water style. A huge water dragon blasted towards Yi Yu. Gaara also immediately launched his own attack. 2 sands, like giant hands, stretched directly towards Yi Yu. Facing the sand, Yi Yu's mouth curved slightly. Sure enough, water style and the sand couldn't break Yi Yu's defense at all. However, Yi Yu didn't expect. The sand, after being suppressed by Yi Yu and Conquerors, did not leave. Instead, it directly wrapped up Yi Yu and Fangyuan's Conquerors. Sand Falls Funeral, are you trying to seal me? A large amount of water also fell on both sides of the ground. Darui, Kakashi, and others immediately released their lightning style. In an instant, a large amount of lightning style followed the flow of water style, directly on Yi Yu's body, Conquerors, and received an electrotherapy. Later, Raikage, carrying Onoki on his back. Because of the super light rock technique released by Onoki. Raikage's own weight has become extremely light. Their speed has reached the extreme. One blow, lightning style, was directed at Yiyu's Conqueror's peripherals. Tsunade also took the opportunity to rush over. At the same position where Raikage launched the attack, he launched his own attack. Finally, Onoki made a weird gesture. The art of peeling off the original world. Madara on the side showed an expression of watching a good show. The shadows of the 5 major countries are constantly in chaos with each other. Unexpectedly, when facing the same enemy, they could actually break out such close cooperation. Obito, on the other hand, looked a little serious. So, Yiyu, has this guy been killed now? Obito asked doubtfully. Uchiha Madara, another mysterious smile. Kill Yiyu. Impossible. Although, now, in front of Madara, Yiyu has been wrapped in a large amount of sand. However, Madara also knows very well in her heart. Yiyu's combat power is not just that simple. Yiyu, he is living well now. Sure enough, the next moment, Yiyu only exerted a slight force. Gold Conquerors is a complete explosion. The Golden Conquerors, towards the surrounding areas, once again extended for several kilometers. In an instant, this powerful force was like an explosion. Under the powerful force, the 5 shadows, Naruto, Killer Bee, and other strong men, were all thrown upside down one by one. At the same time, under the powerful force, even Kakashi, Darui, and other people who were watching the battle were jumped out of the distance in an instant. On the entire battlefield, those who had tried to distract 10 Tails before were now spitting out bursts of blood from their own mouths. Yiyu still maintained this confident smile on his lips. I have already said that no one is allowed to touch 10 Tails' attention. Yiyu, near 10 Tails, had an aura that made one man stand against all others. Seeing the harm Yiyu caused to people like him, Naruto, the corner of his mouth twitched. Damn it, it's too strong. In this case, 10 Tails will be resurrected. There will be greater disasters in this world. Uchiha Madara, however, narrowed her expression. Yiyu's power was completely beyond his expectation. Everyone, go kill Yiyu first. The next moment, Uchiha Madara, as well as the shadows of the past, as well as the Golden Horns and Silver Horns, and other shadow-level powerhouses, all attacked in the direction of Yiyu. Madara, does this guy want to take advantage of my emptiness to attack me? Apparently, I was really looked down upon. The next moment, a ball of hot flames rushed in the direction of Uchiha and others. Facing Madara and others, a sudden attack. Yiyu directly used his own magma conquerors. The hot magma rose into the sky in an instant. It's dark and foggy. Even the clouds in the sky seemed to be burning at this moment. A crushing wave of hot air came over instantly. The whole body was tied up like a mummy. Second Tsuchikage, the corners of the mouth were twitching. Is this really human power? Second Mizukage, who has never seen Yiyu's terrifying power, also looked confused. Groups of water vapor bombs, under Second Mizukage's control, they all flew towards the sky. However, after these water vapor bombs came into contact with the scorching temperature, they were all burned and finally turned into streams of water vapor. I saw the scene in front of me, Second Mizukage, and the corners of my mouth twitched. Who is this person? A rebellious ninja from the Fire Country. Can he unleash such a terrifying scorch style? Second Mizukage said incredulously. Madara also looked over with a horrified look on her face. Second Mizukage, he still knows it very well. As a member of the Ghost Lantern clan, this guy's water style and combat power are not weak. But, not even the pressure of Yiyu's moves can break through. This makes Madara a little scared. Later, Madara, who was also sensible and direct, released the wood-style substitution technique. After all, nowadays, Madara's body is no longer the body that was reincarnated. If you are contaminated by this hot flame, your body will definitely be seriously injured. Obito also gritted his teeth severely. In my heart, it can be said that I am extremely depressed. Originally, Obito's plan, even if Yiyu was strong, after he released Madara, Yiyu would be restricted. This is also one of the reasons why Obito finally agreed to cooperate with Yiyu. However, he really didn't expect that Yiyu, this guy's combat power now, is even more terrifying than before. Nowadays, it can be said that Yiyu's combat effectiveness is completely beyond his expectations. As this guy showing such fighting prowess just now. In other words, this guy has been hiding himself before. Obito said almost incredulously. The next moment, his own illusory ability was also turned on. The hot magma streaked through Obito's body. But other people don't have such good luck. Second Mizukage, under the hot magma, the entire body was directly transformed into a burning state. When Second Mizukage wanted to continue to restore his body, he found that he was powerless. Chapter 368 Conquerors Susanoo. What? This is too scary. Obito, who gradually emerged from the huge flames, said in shock. He really didn't expect that Yiyu's combat effectiveness would rise to a high level again. At the same time, in another zone, Sasuke, Orochimaru, Kabuto and others, however, directly reincarnated into the earth and restored the Hokage of the past. When Orochimaru saw Hashirama's face, the whole person's heart suddenly rose to his throat. That man, I feel, can break free at any time. He is definitely not someone we can deal with. Uchiha's imp, second Hokage, thinking, launched his own attack on Sasuke. However, the next moment, Hashirama suddenly took action to stop. Tobirama, Don't do anything. With just one command, second Hokage on the side stopped what he was doing. During the conversation among the people, Zujian finally understood that there was someone as strong as Yi Yu in this world. Tobirama was very angry with Uchiha when Sasuke and others brought up Yohane's deeds. Tobirama, the first person who came to mind was none other than the so-called Uchiha clan. Is it the hateful Uchiha clan again? Uchiha Yohane. The corners of Sasuke's mouth twitched. If they, Uchiha, were such powerful people, they wouldn't have been exterminated by the village's senior officials. Of course he is not from the Uchiha clan. This Yi Yu's identity is rather mysterious. However, I am certain that he is not our Konoha ninja. Sasuke said with a solemn expression. As soon as these words came out, fourth generation, third generation, the two of them looked at each other one after another. Not the ninja of this village. What a powerful guy. In the village outside, a strong man who can compare with first generation actually appeared. First generation even showed interest. How does this person compare to Uchiha Madara on the spot? Kabuto spoke again. I was lucky enough to fight Yi Yu back then. This man's combat power may be better than Madara's. And, based on the current situation on the battlefield, he should be protecting Ten Tails at this time. I don't know what his purpose is. Kabuto murmured. Even now, when he recalled the previous battle with Yi Yu, he could feel a terrifying feeling. After hearing Kabuto's description of Yi Yu's combat power, all the people's eyes became solemn. In this case, we must rush over. This is an existence even more terrifying than Madara. We must do everything possible to prevent him from controlling Ten Tails. Although Hashirama looks a bit idiotic, but this person's perception is extremely sensitive. At once, I realized that their biggest threat now is not Uchiha Madara at all. But, this so-called Yi Yu. At the same time, Hashirama also slowly thought of a plan in his own mind. That is, you must think about whether there is a way to cooperate with Madara again. There is only one way to defeat a strong man like Yi Yu. Let's go. Tell me on the way, the abilities Yi Yu has shown. As he spoke, Sasuke and the four Hokage rushed towards the battlefield. At this time, Yi Yu, who was on the battlefield, directly knocked Madara's team to pieces with one blow. He also sensed through his own sight and color that in other places, someone is coming. With this powerful force, it seems that a good show is about to be staged. Nowadays, except for the Six Paths level, almost all the ninjas in the entire ninja world are here. Above the sky, four figures suddenly appeared. Kakashi's eyes suddenly flickered with light. That person is, teacher. Kakashi said in shock. After Naruto heard this, he also looked towards the sky. A handsome figure flashed past. And Naruto knew that that was his own father. Four red sun formation. Above the sky, four figures suddenly burst into rage. The next moment, a huge barrier suddenly appeared. Ten Tails was about to become a tailed beast just now, but in an instant, it was sealed again by these powerful barriers. It is rumored that four shadows must work together to activate the four red sun formation. It is undoubtedly you, Hashirama. Let's have a good fight first. Madara said excitedly after seeing the arrival of an old friend from the past. However, Hashirama, just like the original plot, poured cold water on Madara. Wait a minute, Madara. I have more important things to do. Madara's eyes rotated rapidly. You don't want to deal with Yi Yu, do you? If that's the case, I can join your plan, Hashirama. Our account will be settled later. Madara, looking expectant. After hearing Madara's words, Hashirama pondered slightly. As Uchiha's mortal enemy, Tobirama naturally disagrees with Madara's plan. Brother, you must be careful. I think it's better for us not to cooperate with Madara. Be careful of his deceit. Tobirama said, looking at Madara with fearful eyes. However, Hashirama immediately rejected Tobirama's idea. I agree, Madara. As the founder of Konoha, he naturally has the power to temporarily cooperate with Madara on behalf of the entire Alliance army. After hearing Hashirama's words, Madara narrowed her eyes. Between the pillars. This time, it is absolutely impossible for me to be infected by you. Then, Madara also looked at Obito. We will take charge later and fight Yi Yu. And, your mission is to take advantage of the fact that we are fighting, to absorb the thing. Madara said carefully. Obito is a character whose fighting ability is not simple, but Hashirama and the others didn't pay attention. Now, Obito secretly absorbs Ten Tails, and is naturally considered by Madara to be the most suitable candidate. The next moment, Madara's whole body suddenly launched its own attack towards Yi Yu. Hashirama, too, under his command, the four Hokages all rushed in the direction of Yi Yu. Seeing the scene of such rapid changes on the battlefield, Kakashi was also shocked. So, even Madara feels Yi Yu's terror. The fourth ninja war has actually developed into this situation. This is something I didn't expect. Naruto on the side also looked at Kakashi. Kakashi, teacher, what should we do? Naruto asked. Kakashi's brain is still very online. Now, this is the best way to deal with Yi Yu. It's just that when we fight for a while, everyone must try to maintain their physical strength. Otherwise, how will we face Uchiha Madara after we kill Yi Yu? After Kakashi raised his concerns, the next moment, his whole body rushed towards Yi Yu. Naruto, Killer Bee, and several other figures from various major nations also rushed towards Yi Yu's direction. Moment. The entire battlefield is filled with murderous intent. Yi Yu, all escape paths are wrapped up without blind spots. feeling the killing intent brought by the entire Hokage world. Yi Yu laughed instead. I didn't expect. So soon, the big war that I have been thinking about has already begun. Baby with so much experience. I wonder what kind of reward I can get this time. Yi Yu thought excitedly in his heart. Then, Yi Yu began to gather, and a large number of conquerors. Hashirama instantly felt Yi Yu's terror. Such a powerful enemy. This is really the first time I've encountered it. The talent is higher than Madara's and chakras, and it's even better than mine. Hashirama was completely dumbfounded. Since he was a child, he has been called a genius. Now, after meeting Yi Yu, he realized that he was nothing compared to Yi Yu. There are really such terrible people in the world. The next moment, bursts of black marks suddenly appeared on Hashirama's eyebrows. After seeing Hashirama's performance, the fourth Hokage on the side showed an envious expression. This matter, Sage Jutsu. With Shodai's Sage Jutsu, now, our chances of winning. I'm afraid it will be quite high. Fourth Hokage swallowed his own saliva and said excitedly. That's great, I'll show off my shame too. It's no secret that I'm not very good at Sage Jutsu. Fourth Hokage, after finishing his words, he instantly activated his Sage Jutsu. Naruto also felt the presence of fourth generation at the first time. After a while of communication between the two, Naruto also activated his own Sage Jutsu. Looking at Naruto's back and his teacher's background, Kakashi felt lost for a while. The backgrounds of these two people gradually repeated themselves in Kakashi's sight. And, just when Kakashi was feeling emotional, the whole earth suddenly shook again. Kakashi, I was stunned for a while. Could it be that this guy, Yi Yu, released some horrible ninjutsu? However, the next moment, Kakashi understood instantly. This is not Yi Yu's attack at all, but first generation's move. On the ground, a wooden golem suddenly appeared. The huge wooden golem aimed at Yi Yu and punched him hard. After seeing the huge wooden golem on the ground, Madara also looked lost. My original self had fought with Hashirama in this state before. If that's the case, then I'll let you see my heyday. Yi Yu. After saying that, Madara's entire body instantly activated her Susanoo. Located on the battlefield, two huge giants. One was the samurai transformed by Uchiha Madara, Susanoo, and the other was the wooden golem transformed by Hashirama. The two of them blasted at Yi Yu. However, at this time, no one noticed that when Madara and others launched an attack on Yi Yu, a figure, without looking, slipped past the direction of 10 tails. Perched on the shoulders of the huge wooden golem, the shadows of major contemporary countries used their own attacks one by one. Naruto and Killer Bee also released super huge-tailed beast bombs. He just blasted at Yi Yu. Powerful energy swept across the entire battlefield in an instant. Even, due to the influence of powerful power, bursts of nothingness appeared throughout the space. Feeling all this, Yi Yu's mouth curved slightly. In that case, I don't mind letting you feel my power. It seems that each of you likes to grow bigger, right? That's just right. I can also show you the opportunity to grow bigger. The next moment, Yi Yu, in front of people all over the world, directly activated his own Conqueror's Susanoo. Located in the sky, a huge phantom composed of Conquerors suddenly appeared. This shadow is exactly the move released by Yohane's Conqueror's Susanoo. You can read more daily new novels on fictionzone.net. Both sites shared the same login details, so you don't need to sign up again. Chapter 369 Conquerors show Susanoo. What? At this time, Kakashi, who was located on top of the first generation wooden golem, suddenly stared. He really didn't expect that Yi Yu actually had such an ability, similar to Uchiha and Susanoo. This guy, how many blood inheritance limits does he have in his body? Kakashi said in shock. Even Kakashi now has some doubts. Yi Yu is not a human being at all, but a so-called character similar to Yamato created by various experiments. However, the Yi Yu in front of him is much stronger than Yamato. Sasuke was completely dumbfounded. What? Did you read that correctly? Yi Yu, obviously he doesn't have blood chakra eyes, and he's not from our clan. Why is he able to release this kind of ninjutsu? Uchiha Madara also frowned slightly. After killing Yi Yu, I must obtain his cells. Maybe, his cells can improve my combat effectiveness even more than first generation cells. Madara murmured. Other major movies were also shocked. However, the next moment, they were on the contrary, increased the intensity of his attacks. Buzz buzz, buzz buzz. First, the huge wooden golem, and Uchiha Madara's Susanoo, the two giants bombarded Conqueror's Susanoo. Located in Yohane Conqueror's, Susanoo's Changshang. In an instant, he was violently smashed out, and two gaps in time and space. Above the entire sky, due to the emergence of these two gaps in time and space, there was a burst of lightning and thunder. Now, release yourself ninjutsus, first Hokage, roar loudly. Naruto, Killer Bee, and the remaining ninjas all rushed towards the cracked place that had been blasted. Rumble, rumble, one attack after another blasted through, and the previous crack was instantly blasted by terrifying power, making a huge muffled sound. And the attacks of Naruto and others also gradually moved towards deeper positions. Seeing everything in front of him, Naruto showed an excited expression. Great, if you look at it this way, it will be effective. With the power of all of us, we can definitely break Yi Yu's defense. Akai, seeing this scene, once again remembered the scenes of his previous battle with Yi Yu. Before he could speak, Kakashi on the side was already the first to speak. Naruto, don't be careless. Yu, the real power lies in its surface. Just like Gaara back then. Gaara. After mentioning Gaara's name, Naruto finally understood. In the original battle between Gaara and Xiao Li, although Xiao Li broke through the sand on the outer layer of Gaara, but the sand inside Gaara could not be beaten by Xiao Li. Breakthrough. Thinking of this, Naruto's face turned gloomy. In this case, I'm afraid we are still far away from Yu's defense. At this time, Akai also looked helpless. Although I was saved by Yu's surgery fruit, it was impossible to activate my 8 gates armor again. Helpless Akai, as long as he was facing Conqueror's Susanoo, he released his own attack where the space gap was exposed. Hitora. In an instant, a huge white tiger struck Yu's Conqueror's Susanoo space-time gap again. After this time, the gap between the huge Susanoo shook again. It can be seen that at this time, the gap in time and space is already very close to Yu. At the same time, a burst of birdsong suddenly appeared in the sky. At the same time, bursts of thunder and lightning appeared in the sky. Naruto suddenly looked over. This guy is Sasuke. Sasuke, still pretending. Gaara. I remember when Gaara was destroyed by my Chidori, the defense on his skin was destroyed, right? If that's the case, I think the final blow can be dealt with by me. Sasuke, looking proud. Then, in the sky, under bursts of thunder and lightning. Suddenly, a huge unicorn appeared. Just use my move, the enhanced version of Chidori, to let you feel my terror. The next moment, Sasuke directly released his own attack. Above the sky, a huge unicorn rushed towards the space gap between Yu and Conqueror's Susanoo. Boom. The power of thunder and lightning began to be transmitted in the gap in Conqueror's space instantly. Buzz buzz. The Conqueror's Susanoo's power, which had been greatly expanded before, strangely and slowly disappeared after Sasuke's strike, the Thunder Kirin. What? Naruto looked at this scene in disbelief. Sasuke, after so many years with Orochimaru, was he so powerful? Naruto looked in Sasuke's direction unconsciously. Feeling Naruto's gaze, Sasuke looked tugging. Looking at it now, I'm still better than you, Naruto. Sasuke said confidently. The people on the battlefield also immediately focused their attention on Sasuke. Second Hokage Tobirama looked at Sasuke and narrowed his eyes. Uchiha's evil brat did a pretty good job. Although he said this, in his heart, he also recorded the Uchiha clan in his account again. This kind of Uchiha must be suppressed in the future. First Hokage also looked in the direction of Sasuke. Speaking of which, this person looks quite like Madara's younger brother. Sure enough, Uchiha, is he still so powerful? Even the later ninjas have terrifying combat capabilities. First Hokage, for this later ninja, gave himself a high evaluation. Other major national movie stars also looked at Sasuke. This guy, I remember he was not a guy from the Akatsuki organization before. Looking at it now, he can be considered as having made a contribution. Fourth Raikage said, squinting his eyes. Originally, because of the incident with Killer Bee, Fourth Raikage, it was absolutely impossible to let Sasuke go. However, Killer Bee is fine now, and he doesn't care about Konoha's affairs. At this time, Killer Bee also looked in the direction of Sasuke. This kid, I remember, his fighting ability wasn't that strong back then. If you look at it now, it's pretty good, right? Killer Bee showed a surprised look. However, at this moment, Yu's figure appeared again. Urzuzi, who had been pretending to be in competition before, was suddenly startled when he saw Yu's figure. What's going on? Why, just now, my thunder and lightning unicorn has clearly broken through Yu's defense. Sasuke, the whole person, is completely crazy. With so many people creating such good conditions for himself, the strongest blow he used, actually had no effect. This still made him very disappointed. And Yu also looked at Yu and smiled. I have to say, this guy Sasuke is still so pretentious. Just now, the reason why my ninjutsu shrank. I also hope that everyone will not care. This is not your attack, it worked on me. It's all because I contracted myself, my ninjutsu. Yu said calmly to Sasuke and others. After hearing Yu's words, everyone around them was shocked. What? No way. The attacks from so many of us didn't break through his defense. Akai also widened his eyes. No way, Yu, your defense can't be so terrifying. My 8 gates Dunjia clearly launched an attack on you. You have indeed reached your limit under my attack. Akai said in shock. Xiao Li looked even more disbelieving. Akai is an enlarged version of himself, and Yu is an enlarged version of Gaara. Teacher Akai, he had definitely broken through the limit of Yu's defense back then. That's 8 gates Dunjia. Impossible, Yu, you are lying to me. Akai said breathlessly. Looking at everyone's confused expressions, Yu even smiled. This is natural, Akai. That's because when I dealt with you before, I didn't use my full strength at all. Not using all your strength. Akai was stunned. Yu, continue the explanation. At first, Uchiha, because of these words, put on a good show in front of Onoki. I, on the other hand, can take advantage of this opportunity to pretend to be like Akai. This is definitely more capable than Madara at the time. Have you ever seen an adult get angry with a child? Yu said with a smile. What? After hearing Yu's words, Akai swallowed hard. The young man in front of him has made this simple-minded guy feel terror for the first time. First Hokage, even more headache. I can feel it. This guy, what he said, it seems to be true. These are your attacks. I'll give them to you again. Yi Yu said calmly. No. Darui swallowed a mouthful of saliva. This Yi Yu is not human at all. He can do this. This was the first time he felt the feeling of looking up to others. This is simply a devil. But Yi Yu, playing these ninjutsu, just like playing. This is Yi Yu's surgery conquerors. At your fingertips. Kakashi, Akai, Gaara, Darui and other ninjas could not help but make their fingers tremble. Ordinary ninjas can kill any ninjutsu directly. This is simply miraculous ninjutsu. See, Yi Yu actually gathered all these ninjutsu, each one so cleverly, in the sky. Even though, almost all the ninjas in the world have gathered. Could it be said that gods really exist in this world? A large number of conquerors, suddenly appearing. Tsunade, her eyes widened, her whole body, took a step back slightly, and said in shock. Yes, what Hashirama said is true. Then came Akai's Hiratora, Naruto's Rasenshuriken, and finally, Sasuke, the Thunder Unicorn released just now. This is much more terrifying than the shock Orochimaru gave him back then. Even Uchiha Madara, who has always been extremely proud, looked at Yi Yu. Kakashi said with a trembling body. All the people were dumbfounded. Isn't it too powerful? The conquerors in Yi Yu's body appears again. I can feel that the chakra in his body has not become less, but has become more abundant. Hashirama, the whole person, swallowed his own saliva and said. After all, in order to deal with Yi Yu, even the first generation of Hokage village and sage mode, existences that I had never heard of, all appeared. Even now, when I have so many companions behind me. This is exactly the conqueror's surgery that Yi Yu has demonstrated once before. The next moment. What? Use the surgery conquerors to replace all these attacks with pebbles. Although, replace them again and use them as your own attacks. You can't resist this guy. These things were all given up by Yi Yu and flew into the air. Chapter 376 Paths Madara. Yi Yu, on the other hand, had no intention and continued to show off to them. Then, Yi Yu released his ninjutsu. A large number of ninjutsu rushed towards these people. With the addition of Conqueror's influence. In an instant, the first ones to bear the brunt were Susanoo, the Shurin, and Uchiha Madara who were around Yohane. Boom boom boom. Boom boom boom. Under the powerful force, Shurin and Susanoo were smashed to pieces in an instant. The excess energy continued to spread towards and around. Located in the world of Hokage, a huge earthquake occurred directly. People all over the world felt this huge earthquake. However, it was just a one-time super earthquake, and then, this shock gradually disappeared. People from all over the world came over from their homes one after another, and started their own heated discussions one by one. What happened? Could it be that there was an earthquake? No, there's no earthquake, it's just a one-off. This must be the effect caused by the ninja war. The ninja war can actually shock the whole world. Isn't this too terrifying? People all over the world said in shock. After the violent shaking. The area at Yi Yu's feet before was a barren area. And Uchiha Madara, Hashirama, and other powerful ninjas, one by one, were shocked by Yi Yu's super energy, and fell to the ground one after another. Uchiha, breathing heavily, I didn't expect that I could see you in the future world, a ninja more powerful than Hashirama. Hashirama also looked surprised. The future life is terrible. Naruto and Sasuke all looked solemn. That being said, in the end, are we still going to fail? Naruto said unwillingly. Sasuke also showed an incredible look. You guy, what kind of ninjutsu did you just release? Surprisingly, is it possible that my Kilin has also been absorbed? Sasuke, also unwilling. The rest will be given to you in exchange. Then, Yi Yu directly threw the huge energy towards Sasuke and others. Rumble. The earth once again finished shaking. The whole world, at this moment, returned to silence. Each experience, at this moment, all returned to the blessing of Yi Yu's system. Looking at everything in front of him and feeling the blessings that the system had brought to him, Yi Yu was very satisfied. The other half, Obito, suddenly absorbed 10 tails. Lin, let me create your world. Yi Yu, I will be your opponent. On the originally peaceful battlefield, 6 paths Obito suddenly appeared in front of Yi Yu. You didn't expect it, did you? Yi Yu, no matter who you are, I am 6 paths Obito. I am the god of this world, and you, Yi Yu, will pay the price for violating the promise between us. Facing 6 paths Obito's rude words, Yi Yu still kept smiling. Are you a 6 paths level experience baby? If so, hee hee. Defeating the pendulum of time and space is no problem. Yi Yu, on the contrary, looked very excited when facing Obito. Obito, at this time, also launched his own attack on Yi Yu. In his hand, the weapon of 6 paths, with its powerful power, hit Yi Yu hard. Buzz. Just for a moment, Yi Yu's figure became illusory. Obito, since you don't have the blood chakra I think it will be easier to defeat you, right? At random, Yi Yu Conqueror's huge slap hit Obito. However, Obito suddenly stretched out his finger. Thunder Gold Conquerors. Before Uchiha Obito finished speaking, a figure suddenly appeared behind him. Obito also nodded. However, there was still a small amount of power that struck in front of the 3 6 paths classes. This move, in the eyes of others, may be extremely terrifying, but, no matter what, Yi Yu is a man who possesses the Conqueror's field. The moment these wheel tombs appeared, Yi Yu's conquerors had already captured them. These two people were none other than Naruto Sasuke. Later, Yi Yu opened his golden conquerors, which also contained bursts of thunder and lightning fruits. Boom. Just when Naruto and Sasuke were on the verge of death, they also met the Sage of Six Paths. Then, Obito hurriedly activated his Six Paths flying ability and stayed away from Yi Yu. Oh, the combined attack of the two also resisted most of the energy of Yi Yu's golden thunder and lightning conquerors. Okay, I agree. Spiral Amaterasu Shuriken. At first, Yi Yu just wanted to try Obito's ability. Now, he didn't expect that Six Paths Obito's attack could be barely equal to his own simple conquerors. In that case, the enemy in front of him, Yi Yu, is really terrifying. If he wants to realize his plan, there is no other way to kill Yi Yu in front of him. At this time, two figures suddenly appeared again in the sky. Sizzle, it's you. The huge lightning struck towards Obito. The combined skills of the two suddenly hit Yi Yu's golden thunder and lightning conquerors. This figure directly killed Obito. Obito, let go of your previous hatred. Let's kill Yi Yu first. I'm sorry Obito, I think Six Paths level power is more suitable for me. After killing Obito, Madara unlocked her new ability, Wheel Tomb. And it was Uchiha Madara who used this attack. Located near his body, four invisible figures of himself suddenly appeared. Sizzle, Naruto activated his mouth escape. The next moment, Yi Yu's Conqueror's slap was blasted into the air by a mysterious black force. Obito looked at Naruto Sasuke with a surprised look. At this time, the two of them have already started the Six Paths mode. Powerful thunder and lightning continued to flow on the bodies of Naruto, Sasuke, and Obito. The three of them roared for a while, and finally, they were able to barely resist it. It seems that the power of Six Paths is still possible. Chapter 371 Suppressing Kagaya. Seeing the sudden change, Naruto showed an angry expression. Madara, you be asterisk 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 D. Madara, looking indifferent. I think only I can be more suitable for the power of Six Paths, Naruto. Naruto wanted to take action against Madara, but was stopped by Sasuke on the side. Naruto, now is not the time to be impulsive. We still have to deal with Yi Yu together with Madara. Sasuke said while looking at Uchiha Madara. Uchiha Madara showed a slight smile. Sure enough, Sasuke is smarter. I really don't know why the power of Six Paths, such a powerful existence, landed on Naruto's head. Your proposal is good, Sasuke. Madara, with a smile, replied. Naruto still wanted to continue his mouth escape against Madara, but was pulled back by Sasuke. Naruto, let's attack together, so even Yi Yu can't resist our output. Yi Yu was also amused for a while. Looking at Madara who looked like she was swearing now, he probably didn't know that he himself would be taken out by Weiju, right? Then, the three of them released their attacks respectively, and the strongest move was directed at Yi Yu. Yi Yu slightly snapped his fingers. A rune was opened directly. At this time, Kai, who was on the ground and was seriously injured, was shocked when he saw this scene. Isn't this thing used to treat people? Can it still be used for attack? A bad premonition suddenly rose from Akai's heart. After opening the room, Naruto, Sasuke Madara, and the three attacks were all controlled by the operation in an instant. These abilities then hit Naruto Sasuke again. This time it's still among them, with the shocking flash gold conquerors included, two abilities. The terrifying attack only took a moment, and it had already hit everyone's bodies. Boom boom. Along with the sound of a huge explosion, the entire sky, at this moment, was about to explode. The powerful shock wave caused even Akai and the others who were lucky enough to escape in the last battle to faint again one by one. Naruto, Sasuke, and Uchiha Madara were all knocked to 3 positions by this power. What's even more frightening is that the vibrations and fluctuations on their bodies are still continuing, which makes it difficult for them to move at all for a while. And Yi Yu's Conquerors has once again reached a new climax and achieved infinite growth. Conquerors, is growing every minute and every second. Yes, is this a reward for killing 3 Six Paths levels at once? Yi Yu is very satisfied. Now, it can be said that his rewards are basically full, and the rest just needs to wait for the arrival of the pendulum of time and space. And, just when Yi Yu was thinking, Heiju finally took action. The best time for him to take action is when Madara is weak. A black tiger took out his heart and blasted Madara. Madara, I really didn't expect that I had just obtained the Six Paths mode, and that it would be occupied by someone so quickly. Heiju, why did you betray me? Could it be that this is your ninjutsu, Yi Yu? Madara, with a very ugly face, attributed the reason to Yi Yu. Yi Yu, on the other hand, raised the corners of his mouth slightly. Are you too stupid? Madara, from beginning to end, Black Zetsu is just using you just like you used Obito. Yi Yu suddenly told the truth. And, under the leadership of Black Zetsu, Kagaya also appeared. What? Sasuke and Naruto on the side were surprised for a while. Unexpectedly, the history of this world turned out to be like this. The person standing in front of them was the originator of chakra. For a moment, Sasuke and Naruto were confused. Kagaya and Yi Yu were definitely demons among demons. Who were they going to attack? Just when they were thinking, they never thought that something even more terrifying appeared. This thing is, the pendulum of time and space. Kagaya looked at the pendulum of time and space with a confused look on her face. As soon as the time and space pendulum appeared, it launched a large amount of energy towards Yu and others. Zizizi, the whole world suddenly fell into turmoil again. Poor Kagaya, before she showed her power, she was already involved in the vortex of the pendulum of time and space. Could it be that this terrifying power is the arrival of the god Otsutsuki? Just the ultimate power, it seems, will break through this world, tear this world apart, and go to another world. Kagaya frowned slightly, looking surprised for a while. As for Naruto and Sasuke, the two of them were unable to move even if they wanted to move under this terrifying energy. Under the powerful aftermath, the only one who can move is Yu. It seems that the time and space pendulum wants to kill Kagaya. In this case, I will not be able to continue to gain experience. Will you use the power of the surgery fruit later to save Kagaya? Originally, Yu thought that Kagaya could not withstand such a powerful force. She had no way to deal with this level of energy. What a terrifying power. Do you have the same spatial ability as me? However, under the compression of the Golden Conquerors, even the thousands of mountains released by Kagaya in his own space were absorbed by Yu's Golden Conqueror's sphere in an instant. What? Yu was surprised for a while, and the next moment, he took the opportunity to get into the space created by Kagaya. Quote. I am from the Chakra clan, how could I be killed by a mere young man? These suction forces gradually attracted the space created by Kagaya. Just after traveling through the past, Yu could already feel how terrifying the powerful pressure in the space created by Kagaya was. Boom. Through Kagaya's observation, Yu's energy has become so powerful that the space he created is crumbling. The entire sphere, due to the Gold Conquerors, shows a very bright golden color. The huge sphere not only has great power, but also has a terrifying suction force. With one blow, it hit Kagaya hard. This is the first time Kagaya has heard of this move. Under the powerful power, Kagaya felt uneasy and released mountains one after another to resist Yu's attack. Kagaya said incredulously, even if Kagaya wants to open her own space to escape, she can't do it. Then, Yu launched his own attack on Kagaya. Even the founder of Chakra like Kagaya felt a little afraid. However, it is obvious that these pressures are of no use to Yu who owns Conquerors. However, Yu did not expect that just when his room was opened, Kagaya suddenly disappeared from the place. Then, take advantage of the moment to defeat you, Kagaya. This is the power of space. Yu showed a slight smile on his lips. What kind of rewards can the biggest experience baby in Hokage bring out? This is related to my battle with the pendulum of time and space. Kagaya's whole body was suddenly startled. However, Yu, in just an instant, had already arrived behind Kagaya. Kagaya was shocked, but a force of gravity suppressed Kagaya. The next moment, the ashes of killing together were blasted towards Yu. This isn't called space ninjutsu. This thing is Conqueror's realm. I was actually suppressed. Facing Yu's attack, Kagaya showed a trace of disdain in her eyes. Afterwards, Yu gathered a large number of Conquerors directly in the space, and compressed them all into the shape of a sphere. How can you, this guy, be so powerful in your attraction? Conqueror's Field. Chapter 372 Whitebeard calls me daddy, the end of the play. Kagaya looked shocked. The next moment, the huge concentrated gold conquerors, located at Kagaya, completed the explosion. The earth shook violently at this moment. The entire space created by Kagaya instantly turned into bursts of broken void. Yu finally got out of Kagaya's space. At this time, the huge pendulum of time and space is still in place. Yu, the whole person, showed a hint of curvature at the corner of his mouth. Just when he defeated Kagaya, his system once again rewarded Yu with the power of space. You didn't expect it, did you? Kagaya's space ninjutsu saved me instead. All space is under my control. Pendulum of time and space, the reason why you are powerful is because your energy can be converted into space. And now, I also have mastered this energy. The next moment, Yu, using a trace of Conquerors, suddenly condensed to one point. The Conquerors at this point expanded rapidly, and finally exploded. In an instant, it was located on the pendulum of time and space, tearing a hole. Under the powerful force, even the pendulum of time and space was almost torn in by such a powerful force of space in an instant. In order to prevent himself from being further involved, the time and space pendulum also turned on his ability in an instant. In an instant, the same space-time gap was created. In order to maintain the battle with Yu, the time and space pendulum also used energy to create a gap in time and space at the first time. The two of them were in a stalemate. Under the stalemate between the two, the entire land trembled for a while. Earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, magma, and other natural disasters were all unleashed by these two people. And, at the same time, the space-time gap between the two is getting wider and wider. HMPH. It would have been easy for you to kill me with the power of time and space. It's just a pity. Now I also control the power of time and space. This is not something you can resist. Speaking of a stalemate, Yu, has unlimited conquerors, but he has never been afraid of anyone. Then, Yu directly used all his power. Even 8 gates Dunjia can be opened directly. The terrifying power directly suppressed the power created by the pendulum of time and space. The entire world fell into nothingness at this moment. Bite. Congratulations to host, you have become the master of the world. Gain power, transfer time and space, and use it once in 100 years. Time and space transfer. Although the cooling time is 100 years, Yi Yu knows that this kind of thing can return to any time and space. Definitely the most awesome skill. Do you want to return to Blue Star? In this case, your own conquerors will be invincible on Blue Star, even if the nuclear bomb comes. However, after thinking briefly, Yi Yu still showed a smile. Forget it, I still choose to go back to that time. Then, Yi Yu activated his power of time and space. In the pirate world, on the sea, a crescent-shaped ship with a white beard docked on the coastline. A tall man with a white beard laughed loudly at a young man. Hoo ha 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 ha. You boy, you are so strong. Conquerors, you are actually on par with me. Come be my son, and I will give you the position of captain. Yi Yu showed a hint of curvature. He naturally wanted to choose the Whitebeard pirates, but he was no longer willing to take the position of captain. Old man, it doesn't count just now. If you have the ability, let's have a fight. Whoever wins will be the father. Hoo ha 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 ha. Interesting, I'll take it with Whitebeard. The whole drama ends.